So, Randolph.
What's going on, buddy?
Yeah,
Randolph.
I don't think anyone I know actually ever calls me Randy. It's always like Randall or Randolph or something.
Randog.
Yeah.
Bitch tits.
That was high school, man.
It was tough, okay?
Yeah. It's a hard time in my life.
We'll call you whatever we want.
Yeah.
I've called you cocksucker more than Randy, I imagine.
Yeah, probably. Guaranteed. Guaranteed.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
Fucking
Randy has a lot of names. He's a man of many hats.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the way she goes.
You get what you get and you don't get upset.
That's
Yeah.
right.
That's right. Cool.
You win some, you lose a lot, I guess, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Amen to that.
So just kind of give it a rundown. Anything you don't want to cover?
I haven't
Don't
touched
worry
on
about
that,
it.
no.
Okay.
But yeah, what do you want to... We're free reign?
Free for all, man.
So how long is your dick?
Yeah.
I don't know. You want to see it?
These are the tough questions we ask on the show.
Yeah. Hard hitting. Yeah. I know that's cool. Are we just going to roll into this? Or
I guess so, yeah.
Might as well.
Okay. You can start it.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Two Idiots Podcast. I'm Randy,
Hey, I'm Reg.
and today we are joined by good friend, Mr. Jordy Hill.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate
Good to have you here. How you
Big
doing,
King
bud?
of the Hill
it. I'm
fan.
doing all right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was in the Army, my nickname was Bobby because of
Ah,
Bobby Hill. So
there you go.
That's awesome.
But
Yeah.
Dad.
Bobbus.
God damn it, Bobby.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Who would ever want to do drugs when you could just mow a lawn?
As long as the lines are straight, we're okay.
They still need to bring that back to a streaming service somewhere.
Oh, I
They
know,
do.
right?
I would think that, well, Fox has their own, right? Don't they? FX? They got their own streaming. You'd think it'd be on there.
Who
I'm
doesn't?
pretty
We should
sure
start our own
Fox
streaming
owns
service.
that,
We
right?
should.
Everybody has their own fucking
We
streaming
gotta get
service.
Futurama back.
I know,
for
right?
God's sake.
Yeah.
I took
That'd
that off
be good.
Netflix and I cried.
Like that dog episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. I should have get you, man. I should have tugged on your heartstrings.
Yeah.
Frozen ass dog waiting for you.
Yeah.
Too loyal for our own good.
But yeah, buddy, it's good to have you here.
Yeah.
Your first official podcast
First
appearance.
podcast. Yep.
Yeah, you're one step away from chiclets.
Oh, baby. Just waiting on the call now. I'm sending it to Grinelli right after this, buddy.
Randy, do your Boston.
You brought the hat merchandise. You coming here on the podcast. Gonna talk about Carter Hat.
Oh, God.
I hate it so much.
All right,
so
let's
much.
get into golf talk.
Yeah. There you have us both beat. I know nothing
My
about golf.
handicap's a 25, okay? I'm worse than Biz, so don't worry.
I don't even know what that means when you have a handicap in golf. What does that mean?
You know how it's like par 72?
Yeah.
So, like, your handicap is basically, like, whatever you shoot, like, over. So, like, for example, I'm actually, like, probably a 16 handicap. So, do the math. I shoot, like, in between, like, 88 and 90 kind of thing.
So they kind of just spot you
Yeah.
16
So,
or
like,
whatever.
if you're, like, a 3 handicap, usually shoot, like, 3 over or something. Like that, stuff
Okay.
like that, so.
Well, I'm like a 300 handicap.
Yeah.
Big 120 bomb on Transcona golf course.
Just shank
So
everywhere.
500 yards straight down the middle. He finds his way on Plessy somehow.
Definitely would. Start knocking windshields out.
Yeah,
Let's
no
be real.
kidding.
If I'm out golfing, I'm there for the beers anyway. I'm
Yeah.
in the same boat. So
Yeah, I did that. Last time I golfed, we went to Granite Hills, and it was for a bachelor party, and I don't know, I was tired of losing balls, and we were running low on balls anyway, and I'm like, I don't want to golf anymore, so I just sat in the cart for like the last, 7 holes.
Yeah.
I'm like, you guys have fun. I'm just going to fucking
There you
chill
go.
here.
Whatever.
Like, yeah. Like, I don't care enough to get good at it. And I'm
right.
like, I don't want to be here anymore. Let's go get drunk later.
yeah, exactly.
But teach their own. Teach their own.
Exactly. But no, I figured I'd invite you on the show, right? You got a bit of a background, military and hockey. But let's start with you. Where are you from?
Born here in Winnipeg. Lived in the exact same house my entire life. Moved out for 10 months. Moved back home again. So life's going good.
Still get mama's cooking.
Yep.
That's right.
I was sick and tired of making fettuccine Alfredo 4 times a week. So
Sidekicks
the dishes,
or
the
whatever.
other 3.
Yeah. KD and hot dogs.
Yeah.
I didn't stoop that low.
Throw the old hungry man in the oven, right? Get yourself a 3-course meal and you're
Yeah.
good to go.
Boom.
We had some dehydrated meals this last week. I just got back from BC and we went hiking up there and we just bought from MEC, like MEC, whatever, that like outdoorsy company, I don't know, whatever.
Right.
And you can buy these like dehydrated thing. It's shockingly good. Like you,
Yeah.
when you pop it open, it looks disgusting. It's just whatever. I had one that was like mashed potato, beef and gravy or something, which sounds okay. But then you look in it and it's just like shards of dried, because all dehydrated, shards of like dried potato and just fucking disgusting looking. But you add water and it's good. It's good. It's good. Yeah. I assume it's similar to army rations, maybe.
Right.
It wasn't that bad. I mean, basically lived off of like shitty sandwiches and
Right.
crackers, and
Sounds like my diet
when we were
now.
out in the field, they would give us bread that had a bunch of stuff in it that would basically clog you up so you didn't have to shit.
Oh,
So just
Makes sense.
because you don't, like, the last thing you want to do when the enemy's shooting down at you and you're trying not to die is like, fuck, I gotta shit.
oh yeah, no kidding. I never thought of that. Or you're like trying to be quiet, your stomach gives a big.
Yeah.
Let out the biggest fart ever. It's like, damn. So that's how they found us.
There you go.
Oops.
Just the
Sorry,
stinky
guys.
farts. Yeah, you're upwind of them or whatever. yeah.
Yeah. Sniper mile down.
Yeah. They're here. They're here. Awesome. Well, so speaking of military stuff, like I said, I don't know you at all, but nice to meet you. Welcome here.
Right on.
We all work for the same
5
company,
minutes
so
in.
we got
yeah.
We're all hydro guys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Allegedly.
That's right.
I just show up sometimes. You know? Pick up a shovel, yell at Paul Matthews. You know, it's all good.
I always joke around and say that to random people. It's like, you want to be my assistant? Just show up long enough. Eventually, they'll probably start paying
Yeah,
you.
exactly. Good to go.
I mean, that's one way to get hired.
Yeah, probably would work. You just say, "Oh, I don't remember my employee number," and then maybe they'll make you one.
Yeah, there you
I don't
go.
know.
Yeah, but we lost you in the system. I don't know, paperwork.
Yeah,
Here's a new one.
Bureaucracy.
Go to town.
Sounds like something Hydra would do.
Yeah,
Probably.
for sure.
But yeah, no. What got you started in the military? How, like, is it a path you always wanted to take? Is it something that your family did? Like, what's the story?
And kind of when? Like, what's the time frame?
Yeah.
How long you were in? When did
I
you
was
go?
in for 5 years. I was in the reserves for 5 years. I got in when I was 19. Kind of goes all the way back to when I was younger, right? Like, I love war movies, love war documentaries. You look on my Netflix account, it's basically World War II in color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when I played Team Manitoba ball hockey when I was 16 and 17, and my ball hockey coach was a chief warrant officer in the Air Force, because one of my close buddies, his dad is a major in the Air Force at 17 wing, and they were our coaches. And like, I mean, being 16, 17, I was kind of already looking into joining and all that stuff, because I always wanted to. I knew I wasn't probably going to go to university, so I had to basically get my shit together and figure something out, you know? Like, what am I going to do? You know, I don't really want to work at McDonald's anymore, so...
Come on.
Yeah,
come
exactly.
On.
So I reached out to, his name's Leon Legister. He's the reason why I got this tattoo, basically.
Okay.
And when I was playing for Team Manitoba, he got me going on the application and all that kind of stuff. And I mean, it was a painstaking process. I mean, like, took over a year to get in. It was like, hey,
Wow, really?
well, it just, you know, government and all
Yeah,
that kind of stuff. Like, every 6,000 people got to look at the damn same
and
piece of paper.
I guess
right?
it's not like the U.S. where they're so actively always looking for people. Like Canada is, you know, we're not that active. So I imagine there's a few more hurdles to hop over.
Yeah, we don't really have a very big force at all.
No.
Yeah.
I think we have like,
Let's check the stats.
I think it's like 150,000 or something like
Right.
that. I don't know. It's nothing big at all. But
The old joke was always like the Canadian Navy has 3 working submarines and 2 of them are in the West Edmonton Mall.
I mean, you're probably not wrong.
Oh fuck.
But yeah, he got me going on the application. I got sworn in on December 3rd, 2014, and kind of just like roamed around We went in it's every Wednesday at
Right.
7, and then one weekend a month you go out and you do training, usually out in the field at like
Okay.
St. Chuck's off of Saskatchewan Ave there over by the West Perimeter,
Right.
just
Okay,
north
yeah.
of Headingley. And yeah, did basic here in Winnipeg. That was a weekend thing, so I was basically working 2 jobs. Like I was working full time at Palliser Furnitures there on Gateway,
Right.
building furniture, and then on weekends I'd go and I'd do basic training basically. So
Right.
Cool.
didn't have friends at all for like 3 months because I was just so damn busy. Plus I was playing junior also at the same
Jesus.
time. I had a pretty busy schedule, and then 3 weeks after I was done basic, I got shipped off to Chilliwack, BC for a month. Did some land training out there out in the field, and
Yep.
got to throw some grenades, shoot some light machine guns, some assault rifles, some pistols, and throw some, basically
All
a
in
little
all,
bit of
pretty
everything.
good time, yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
So what do you think? So it's basically like, what drew you to, I guess, service? Was it because you often hear people talk about whether it's patriotism or that type of stuff, or it's just it seems cool and it seems kind of interesting? Was it a mixture of both?
It was a
one
little
or the
bit
other?
of both, I guess you could say. Like, I mean, just having the thought of having the patch on your shoulder, having the Canadian flag on your shoulder, and I don't know. Like I said, I was always into war movies and all that stuff. So the
Right.
thought of serving my country, I thought that was pretty cool. And not going to university, like
Right.
because I also want to become a cop eventually, right?
Oh,
So
okay.
not doing the criminal justice or degree or whatever in university. I decided to maybe go join the forces and
Some hands-on.
get some
Right.
hands-on
Yeah.
experience,
Yeah, yeah,
right? It's like, I think when I tell them that I've shot a couple assault rifles and clean guns and thrown grenades, I think that's a little bit better than pushing pencils in a
Right.
criminal justice class or
Yeah.
something like that.
On some
right?
level, for sure. Yeah, no, that's interesting. I've always been curious the same. Like Randy and I've talked about this too, where I don't think I have the nuts for it to serve. I don't.
Mhm.
I don't know if I do. So I'm always interested when people do.
Well, I mean, there was some, like, I mean, obviously the military is a lot different from what it used to be, right?
Mhm.
Like, you hear stories of back in the old days in like the Cold War or World War II, like guys
Right.
used to get beat and like Full Metal Jacket stuff,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Like shit like that
Yeah.
went down like 30 years ago, but obviously in today's time and with the media, with all social media and
Mhm.
the way things with the court of public opinion and all that, like the world's changed in
Yeah. Of
every
course.
way, shape, and form, right?
Absolutely.
So you just can't go up to a private and punch him in the nose because he forgot to pick up that piece of bacon that you dropped at lunchtime, right?
Private pile of jelly donut.
He's gonna eat it. You all suffer. Get on your floor.
Apparently, Canada only has 42,000 soldiers right now.
Well,
Look at that.
23,000 regulars, 19,000 reserve.
It's basically the city of Brandon.
Essentially, yeah.
And when the Russians come, we're fine.
Yeah. Well, maybe they'll leave us alone.
Yeah.
That's sort of our.
Maybe the U.S.
We always
will
kind
help
of
us.
sort of have like Big Brother America over our shoulder, which sort of helps. But
Well,
right now, the way our relations are now, it's a little.
And they're
Right.
kind of in
You
disarray, so I
you
don't
really
know.
want Trump making those
No,
decisions?
I'm not saying I do. I'm just saying it's nice to have that big amount
Yeah.
there. Just kind
It'll
of
be
like
Yeah.
Trump will be sitting there. The Russians invade Canada and say they land in wherever, Edmonton or something, coming in through Alaska, and Trump will be
Yeah.
like, "All right, nuke them."
Yeah. I don't care.
Yeah, we're not letting him get to the border. Nuke it. But sir, Canada, nuke it.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I'll take their oil.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. No, that's cool. So then you said you served for 5 years?
Yeah.
So we said, yeah. But
did you do any active combat, or you just
No, I never went overseas or anything
Right.
like that. But like I've traveled all across the country.
right?
It was pretty like I've been.
Because you said you
kicked-
ended up in like communications or something, right? Were you
I was
talking?
part of 6th Intelligence Company.
Right.
I was a collator. So what my job was say like reconnaissance patrols or like interrogation or like signals or like human intelligence, like just like or like photography and all that kind of stuff. All that would come to me,
Right.
and I would piece everything together. Like Excel was my best friend.
Right.
Never used Excel in my life, and all of a sudden I became a king at it within 2 months when I was in Kingston. And you piece everything together. You put it all on your Excel spreadsheet and all that stuff. You have all your links, and then you put it all up. We had a big map, basically the size of this wall, and it was like basically the country of Africa, but like it's obviously OP4.
Right.
Like they changed the names and all that kind
Right.
of stuff, and you would piece together what the enemy was doing.
Right.
And then it was called impromptu briefings, where like a colonel or a major or a captain or even a sergeant comes in. He's like, hey, what's the situation on the ground
Right.
within the last 24 hours? And you're like, sir, this is what's happening. They've four battalion has moved 2 kilometers to the east as per this source and all that kind of stuff. And that's what
So it's like your quote unquote war room, like you'd see in a movie where the guy walked in. What's happening, people?
You were almost a spy. Wow.
Furthest thing from a spy.
But almost a spy.
That was a bitch. What are you talking about?
Closer to a spy than me or Randy's ever.
I guess so.
That's right.
Well, that you know about at least.
Yeah, that's fair. Just pump my tires a little bit more.
There you go.
yeah.
There you go.
So then, why'd you leave?
Just kind of like after my after I was done playing for St. Malo, that was off the table, and then I got into full blown like officiating. I got my officiating in all the junior leagues here.
We'll definitely touch on that for sure.
Junior A, junior B, senior, and all that kind of stuff. And
Okay.
just kind of, I realized I had to sit myself down. Like even like my girlfriend at the time, Marissa, she was like, "I never see you." I'm like, "I know." I'm so like basically micromanaging my schedule. I got a full-time job. I'm reffing. I'm playing hockey.
Saving the world, babe.
I'm in the military. Like, Rick, it felt like I didn't sleep sometimes, you know. And I was like, you know what? Like, I kind of just gotta slow down, get my shit together, and pick like what's most important. And I was like, you know, because like this is when I was also just starting with hydro. I was like, hey, well, this is a possible career that I could be moving forward with and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, you know what, gotta take some food off the plate, right? Like,
for sure.
Take some workload off. And I was like, you know what, it's time.
Right.
You know, I had fun with it, but eventually some things have to come to an end, right?
For sure.
So,
even the process to leave is just kind of like you go to your commanding officer to be like, yeah, hey, I'm done. Given your 2 weeks sort of thing, or is
no,
it like
it was a long like because our headquarters is in Edmonton,
right,
and all that stuff. All the paperwork goes there.
Right.
So basically, when I handed everything in, I mean, it's kind of my fault. I didn't realize that. I thought they contacted me, but I had to contact them. So there was like 4 months where like I didn't hear anything. I'm like, guys, like what's going on? Yeah. And they're like, you were supposed to contact us. I'm like, oh shit. So like I put my papers in like December of 2019 or 2018, and all of a sudden it's like July of 2019, and I'm like, oh, my bad. So finally in like September, October of 2019 is when I officially released.
Right.
Okay. So what was it? I mean, what's the pay like? Like, what's the job like? What's I don't know, like, because it's technically part-time, right?
Yeah, it's part-time. Like it's based off of like we go by hourly wage, of course, right?
Okay,
but,
and you don't have to be that specific. It's up to you, whatever.
Well,
but
like
I'm just curious.
Like for private, like you're based off of half days or full days.
Okay.
It's half days or full days for when you're in the reserves. It's just easier that way. And
sure.
Like when I first started, you get paid, I believe it's $110 a day. I think it is for a full day.
Right.
And it's 65 for half. And then as you obviously move up through the ranks, you get higher pay and stuff like that. But if I were to go reg force, like it's basically like every other blue collar job, right?
Right.
Like you start like as a private doing basic, you're making like I don't know, like $1,200 paychecks and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
then obviously as you move up, like it's not extraordinary pay, right? Like you're not making hundreds of thousands of dollars, but
unless you're a 5-star general or something.
basically, like you're a politician at that point.
Yeah,
basically. So
especially the Canadian military. What was I going to say? So if you're going through reserves, if you sign up as a reserve, do you remain a reserve, or if you stay in long enough, can you work your way out into like
you can
active
transfer
service,
at any time?
Oh yeah,
you could be 2 days in, or you could be 15 years in the reserves, and you'd be like, I want to go reg force.
Yeah. How come you didn't?
I want to be a cop, right?
True.
And because of my eye injury, that's kind of on the little bit on glassy. It's a glassy situation right now, I guess you could say. Or a unstable. I don't know how to call it. It's shitty, I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, like I joined the reserves just to get the experience and all that kind of stuff, and then now I'm in the process of actually getting into the RCMP. So hopefully COVID can screw off for a little while, so I can get that process going.
I think we can all feel the same. I should probably take a break.
Put my application in like 2 months ago. I got the email about a month ago saying that I got accepted to move forward with the application. And they're like, yeah, just sit tight. We gotta wait till COVID slows down. I'm like, come on.
Great. Yeah, that's fair.
Of course.
Yeah. What happened to your eye?
I took a wrist shot to the face.
Oh, good.
Good to know.
I was playing beer league at Dakota. It was
It's a nice rink. Nice-ish.
Ish.
It's playable compared to the
20 years ago. It was nice.
Compared to the rural rinks around here. It's not so bad.
big square barn.
Yeah,
rectangle barn.
Gets the job done.
Yeah, but no, I was playing beer league with one of my buddies' teams, and it was halfway through the second period, and one of my teammates, he was of course the leading scorer in the MJHL, played for the Selkirk Steelers.
Oh, jeez.
And takes a wrist shot in the high slot, and I was cut into the net for a rebound, and it deflected off one of the opponent's sticks, and it projectiled square at my face.
Oh.
And I have a scar underneath my eye, and then there's another one on my eyelid because it landed face on my face, and if it landed on the side,
your eye would have been jelly.
Basically would have been a jelly sandwich, right?
Holy shit.
So I was that close to losing my eye entirely, but thank God that didn't happen. And I can still see out of it. I only lost like 20 to 30% vision.
Right.
And it was shitty at the time. I had to take like 2 months off of work.
For sure.
Every day I was like, hey, when can I go back on the ice? When can I go work out? When can I leave the basement? Never mind.
That must have taken some getting used to as well. Like I know a couple of people with like glass eyes, or they have no eye, and they can drive and stuff like that, but it's fucking
take
difficult.
a while for that depth perception to adjust,
man,
right?
For a year, like I couldn't cut a straight line if somebody had a gun to the back of my head. It was tough.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And even like getting back on the ice and skating and all that kind of, and
especially when you got to process it so fast, right?
And now you're trying to like see the play and move around and stuff like that, and everything's like sight lines and stuff like that. So it was tough to get back into, but
I lose the puck with my feet and I have two fine eyes.
And that's why I wear a cage now.
So you didn't have a visor or anything at the time?
My visor was tilted up.
The cool way.
I tried to
the
be
cool
like,
guy way.
I tried to be Sean Monahan off the Calgary Flames.
The Nicholas Cronwall.
Yeah,
you gotta have it facing up. He's like, you can make me wear it, but I don't have to use it.
We're like Komarov off the Islanders there. It's a visor, but the visor's barely even there.
Yeah.
No, that sucks. I've been lucky. I mentioned before that my wife always tell me, you need to wear a cage. I want you to wear a cage.
Can't let her listen to this one, eh?
Yeah, no, absolutely not. And I'm always like, I don't want to wear a cage. And so far I'll probably get a visor. Yeah. But I need to get a new helmet anyway. So
yeah.
I mean, a good cautionary tale, I suppose.
For sure.
Well, like it's kind of a joke now because like my dad grew up on a farm his entire life and all that stuff, and he has 9.5 fingers, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
that famous joke where every farmer doesn't lose a finger, he didn't do his job right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like I spent my entire life, I was very lucky. Like I didn't break any bones. I haven't like nothing crazy. Pulled a couple groins, you know. Like
Right.
playing junior, I had like 7 fights a year, you know. Didn't have any concussions or anything like that.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I'm 2 months out of junior, and bam.
Yeah.
break my orbital bone in 3 places. My eyes swollen shut for 4 weeks. It was like
When it's beer league and the games really don't matter to me.
yeah, exactly. It was
You're like
like
an
9:50 on a Thursday or something like that. I was like, come on,
You're
joking?
paying to be there,
Yeah,
pretty much.
exactly. Of course, my supervisor that I was like when I worked at ATS traffic for a few years, and of course my supervisor Mike, my best buddy. Of course, he was on the ice when it happened. He's like, well, you're not coming to work tomorrow. I'm like, well, no, you got to take me to the hospital. Here's my keys.
Yeah, you see some wild things at just beer league rec hockey stuff, and a buddy of mine like shattered his ankle. He like fell over the side of his skate.
Yeah,
just caught an edge, and now he has a rod in his ankle. And a guy broke his knuckles because he smashed the glass because he was mad. That type of stuff will happen, and then the actual
stupidity.
Yep.
Yeah.
Chipped teeth and crazy shit. I've been lucky, likewise, but I guess we'll see what happens. So
Exactly.
before we move off the military point, do you ever feel conflicted about, I don't know, about military in general, about armed services, about that type of stuff? Because it's a lot of the conflicts going on in the world, it's not the same as, say, like World War II, or where we're fighting
on the scale of those
battles. Like it's a lot of it's either kind of the U.S. kind of regime change wars, or you're kind of at least from an outsider's perspective, it feels like we're often fighting for nothing, right? And that's there's no big monster boogeyman that like we have to go fight now, and a lot of it seems like we're kind of
There's not a whole lot of Adolf Hitlers running around.
Yeah.
Well,
there are probably, but
that's kind of why we only have 42,000 in service, right? Like we're more of a peacekeeping kind of country, right? And we're not the kind of country where we flex our biceps and it's like we're the shit, We're not like the States, I guess you could say, is a perfect example. Like those guys flood millions and billions of dollars into their force, into the Army, into the Air Force, into the Navy, and all that stuff. And then there's us. We're like, we don't really need to, Like, we got other shit we got to worry about. And we aren't the kind of country where it's like, we're gonna fight you today. We're gonna fight you tomorrow. It's
you got something good here. We should probably take. So was that kind of in the way that you were able to be comfortable with it?
Yeah. Like, that's kind of why I didn't go infantry too.
Oh, okay.
Like I was like, I love to work out, and I'm very active and all that stuff. And everyone's like, oh, why didn't you just go infantry? And it's like, well, to be perfectly fair, I don't really want to be shot 5 seconds in. If something does happen, you know what I mean? And
for sure, kind
of wanted that peace of mind. But I knew if push came to shove, I had to do something. Right?
Yeah.
But,
so reserves only go in when there's an active like military conflict. Like say World War III erupts, then Canada goes whole hog. Then we bring our reserves in.
Like there was guys in my platoon that did serve in Afghanistan and all that kind of stuff in Kuwait and where are some other places? Ukraine, Lebanon. Like there is Canadian forces is all over the world, right?
Yeah.
Like wherever we have an embassy, there's Canadian forces there.
Sure.
And like we're either helping other countries or other like stuff like that.
Right,
so we're not necessarily fighting, but we're more helping, I guess
usually bringing supplies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Places that need it.
Yeah.
No, I can get that. And I didn't ask that question to be combative. I'm just always kind of curious about. You're an animal. You're a monster. But no,
a lot of people ask that question. Yeah. They were like, "Why did you join?" I was like, "Well, to be perfectly fair, like I just wanted to serve my country."
Yeah, it's fair.
It's just kind of a
it's a valid
tip of the cap.
Because there are guys that go into it just going, "Well, I want to go kill some fucking terrorists."
Yeah,
right? There are those guys, right? So
look at what's that movie called? Sniper.
Oh, American Sniper.
American Sniper.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That sniper movie, you know that one?
Yeah,
The
sniper movie. Yeah.
He was probably an American, I think.
Well, there's that famous scene. He walks into the recruiter after he watches that scene on TV. He's like, "I want to go kill terrorists. I'm a patriot. I want to serve my country."
Yeah.
You know, classic Texan.
Yeah, I've heard that movie's been described as it's basically just basic propaganda. You know, it's basically a war propaganda film.
100%.
It's the way a lot of
It's a hell of a
American
fucking movie.
war.
I never even watched it actually.
Really? Probably seen it.
It is good. It's
probably
good.
seen it 100 times.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
It's hard for me to get past the fake baby.
Oh, I've heard of that scene.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I saw that the first time I saw it. I was like, that is not a real baby.
Yeah, you can just tell.
Just takes you right out of
It's
it.
just straight plastic, eyes are wide open. It's like, holy Christ, this baby on crack.
Maybe. Good for the sequel.
I guess so.
But yeah, no, I think that's also the perception very often is, I mean, because around here we are Americanized, or a lot of people seem to think that we're like the 51st state of the U.S., you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so then they kind of project that type of
Yeah, you'd
American
think there's like a Republican
militaristic.
running in Manitoba for something, right?
Yeah, and that we're basically like an extension of the U.S. military, and we need to applaud them and be a part of them. And I don't necessarily agree, but I find the whole U.S. military, I don't know, the U.S. military feeling kind of definitely permeates here a little bit. So that's why I was curious. But that makes sense because you're right. Canada we're not typically the aggressors. We're not.
No.
We're normally there to try and help, and whether or not that's always true or whether
We're more like
that
referees almost.
Yeah.
Guys, stop it. Hold on. Let's talk this through.
Yeah.
Talk it out,
Let's sit down.
Yeah.
Stop
Yeah.
punching each other.
Settle down there, eh? Take about 20% off there, bud.
Yeah.
Let's just all have a Tim's, and just talk it out here.
Yeah. Just
Bring donuts. Come on.
Do all our embassies have Tim Hortons in them yet? That'd be great. Except Timmy sucks, but that would be it'd be funny at least. The shtick. No, that's cool. Like I said, I've thought quite a bit about, like, say for whatever reason we were invaded or something, whether it would take conscription for me to join, or if I would actually go.
Well, you'd be
rah-rah for the
drafted.
whole-
Basically,
Yeah,
anybody over the age of 18 and under 40, you would be like,
Yeah.
You have a pointer finger that still works.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a gun.
Yeah.
Boom, let's go.
Exactly.
You know, it's just that's how it was back in the day. You know,
I'm gonna claim bone spurs like Mr. Trump, and then not.
like there's those famous stories back in the 30s where guys would purposely shoot their right pointer finger.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Because if your pointer finger is your trigger finger, right?
Yeah.
And if you don't have a trigger finger, you can't fight.
Yeah,
So
that's fair. There
why
are ways
a lot of-
around it. It was actually interesting. The friend of mine, my cousin, actually, that we went to go visit in Vancouver this last week, his dad or his grandpa, I forget. Basically, they were in Canada during World War II, but they were Mennonites and very conservative Mennonites, and so they were conscientious objectors. So actually, he got sent to basically like a logging camp on like the north end of Vancouver Island.
Right.
Okay.
And it's just because you had to serve, quote unquote, during the war, but you weren't going to be
part if you're not going to go
Yeah.
over there.
exactly. So basically, he was on like this like rutted road out in the middle of the sticks. So that he actually took his dad there. His dad had never been there. None of his family had ever seen it before, and they kind of drove up there. It's kind of interesting to think of where the families go. You know, because not
Right.
everybody's serving,
Yeah.
but especially in kind of rural.
Well,
out in the
someone's
bush.
got to make the bullet. Someone's got to make the tank. Someone's
Yeah.
got to make the airplane.
Yeah, they don't
right?
just
Yeah.
appear, right?
The food, you know, someone's
For
got
sure.
to do it, right? You don't
Yeah.
have to be on the front lines to make a difference.
Yeah.
I
For
guess you would say, right?
Yeah.
As thrilling as it would be, I don't know if maybe I would get into it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, if you had to, you have
Yeah.
to, right? That's kind of the, how urgent is it, right?
Yeah, hoorah! But no, that's interesting. I've wanted to talk to some military people for a while. But actually, that reminds me of when we were talking with, I think it was Nick Penner back in the UFC guy.
Yes.
He knew a guy, or I think it was him, or he knew of a guy that apparently, maybe it was him. Somebody told me. Anyway, basically he went to Iraq or Afghanistan, one of them, landed, like he went through basic training, spent all these years training, got ready to go. He gets deployed. He's kind of nervous, anxious, shows up there. The first day, within 20 minutes, gets shot by a sniper, like in the ass or something.
Really?
And then
Jesus,
he dropped.
talk about luck.
Right?
Yeah.
So he's basically like in the town for, I think it was within a half hour or something gets
Yeah.
gets pegged by a sniper.
And then basically gets his hip shattered.
Yeah.
Probably.
And then he gets sent home, and now he's in traction for like 18 months or something, trying to recover from this shot to the ass. And I think he was gonna try and redeploy after that. But still, imagine that you go through all that. You're like gung ho. You're like fucking right. So I'm gonna go, gonna go contribute, gonna serve my country, and you get shot in the butthole. Now imagine that.
No kidding.
Yeah. Have you thought about if say the cop thing doesn't turn out, re-enlisting? That's
Re-enlisting. There you go. Yeah. Yeah. I've thought about it, but I mean, if the RCMP doesn't work out, I still have hydro, right?
Sure.
And heaven
Whatever
forbid
that's worth,
hydro gets privatized. Or goes down the hole, right? I mean, I probably would. It's something that I've thought of.
That's fair.
For sure.
At least
it's
the
definitely
background's there, right?
Yeah, exactly. And as long as it's within the next 5 years, everything on everything that I have done is still on record, right?
Right.
So like I wouldn't have to go back and do basic over again or anything like that. And they have everything that I like, all the training that I've done and all that stuff.
You're not bottom of the pole again. You gotta step back in.
Like
speaking of which, basic. What's it like?
It's like I said, I did it on weekends, so I didn't get the full-fledged Monday to Sunday kind of experience. I did when I went to Chilliwack because it's based in two different portions. You have your basic training, and then you have your basic land training kind of thing. They have the land training for people who aren't doing front lines, for example, like signals or medics, military police, intelligence, right? And but basic, that really snapped me out of being a kid real quick. I'll tell you that much for free. Like 5 seconds in, we're doing push-ups and sprints and learning how to stand at attention and stand at ease and marching and all that kind of stuff, and how to properly make your bed. Your toothbrush, or it even came down to, okay, this is how you fold your underwear, this is how you fold your t-shirts.
Do you still keep a lot of those kind of habits and skills?
I mean, it's kind of fallen off the track a little bit, but I still fold my shirts and my underwear. Like my underwear, kind of just a hot mess most of the time. But I try and keep it tidy and all that stuff. But I still make my bed every morning and all that stuff. I try and keep my room and whatever. I put my dishes away right away and all that kind of stuff. So kind of police myself that way pretty well, but not to the extent of if they saw a hair on the floor, that was considered like that hair's on the floor. The Russians are gonna defeat us because that hair's on the floor. You know what I mean?
God damn it, you're gonna get out of bed, you're gonna slip, you're gonna fucking die.
That toilet doesn't smell like Lysol. You know what? We're all gonna die of scurvy because that toilet is not cleaned 100%.
The commies are gonna get us.
Yeah, exactly. We're all gonna die.
Oh Jesus!
Shit.
Yeah, it was stuff like that. Like we were cleaning and sweeping.
Right.
Like it was all just like getting cocked. Right. That's what we call it. We were getting cocked, and.
Dirty.
Didn't matter what you did, so, and some of the stuff too, like running, like we had the buzzing around in gas masks and all that kind of stuff, and
getting ready for COVID.
Basically. 3 metal taps, man, it's never gonna leave my head. Fucking, that's the old gas mask trick, or not trick, but that was what you would signal if there was a gas attack or whatever, right? 3 metal bangs. 3 metal bangs is when you throw on your gas mask and get ready to fight, right?
Shit.
So there was times where we would be having so when I was at Minto Armory there off of Arlington and St. Matthews, that one there. That was where I did my basic. We'd be having lunch or whatever, and it was rice, chicken breasts and veggies or whatever, right?
The basics, just
the
to get
basic,
you through.
the basic shit just to fill you up, and just for fun. The instructors obviously like to have fun with it too, right? And we kind of some people took it as hey, they're just fucking around kind of thing. Other guys got pissed off and all that kind of stuff. Like they're all scared. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like some guys couldn't sleep at night and all that stuff. It'd be like 2 a.m. You hear a buddy over there. He's like, "Fuck sakes, I can't sleep." Just thinking about, okay, when are they gonna tell us to run downstairs? And stand attention in our underwear. You know what I mean?
Oh,
But
geez,
no, like there was one time we were all having lunch or whatever, right? And all of a sudden you hear bang, bang, and everyone's getting ready, and you're just waiting for that third one. It doesn't come around. 5 minutes later, bang, bang, and we're like, come on, bang, and we're like, okay, that's one. Bang, another one. Okay, bang, bang, bang. Damn, no! I got a mouthful of rice.
that's awesome.
Yeah, so yeah, it was a fun experience, you know, and definitely learning how to like put together and take apart your assault rifle and properly cleaning it and all that stuff. Like that was really cool, and learning how to properly obviously put together and shoot it and
Right.
all that. Yeah,
The Forrest Gump just scene jumps to my head where he's just like, just like it's no big deal.
Bubba's over there still talking about shrimp, going nice and slow.
Boiled shrimp, fried
Don't
shrimp.
lose your firing pin.
So given the training you've done now, how far do you think you would make it in like Navy SEALs Hell Week?
Like 8 minutes.
Because they go through a fuck of a
I love
hell
watching. I
day.
used to watch on Military Channel all the time.
24 hours of hell.
Yeah.
I think I'd take a good crack. I think like I got a pretty strong head, I think, and I think that too. I think I would do pretty. I think I'd do okay. Yeah.
What do they say? Damn it! Everybody thinks their plan is good till they get punched in the face.
Yeah.
There was a show on History Channel a couple years ago where basically random people just signed up for. It was run by ex-Navy SEALs, ex-Delta Force, ex all these people.
Yeah, they basically did it for the average person. Like
Yeah,
anyone
and
who wanted to could.
But
sign
they
up.
made them do like the legit stuff. But you didn't win anything.
No,
you didn't achieve anything. It was
pride.
just do it. See if you could do it. And I watched that, and holy Christ! Like I think was it 4 or 6 people made it all the way to the end out of 30, something like that.
So yeah.
And even a couple of the ladies, like most of them were small, like 5'2" or something. They did shockingly well.
Buzzing,
Yeah.
There's some people out there where it's like you look like they would like a toothpick could snap them.
Yeah.
Break their arm.
A stiff wind blows them over.
Yeah, exactly. And all of a sudden, it's like, man, you just climbed that mountain like it was notable.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
It's incredible. It's amazing what people can do, when they want to, right? Like when you're really dedicated.
It's like that famous saying of the mother lifted a car to save her child.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Oh, and you'll fuck yourself up after, but there's a lot of shit that you can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that people can do and they're capable of, but they don't realize it.
Yeah. Well, what's David Goggins says? Most people quit at 40%.
Yeah.
Right. They think their 40% is 100%.
Man, that guy's podcast is unreal.
He has a podcast now? I didn't know he started
one. I think
one.
he has a podcast. I'm pretty sure he does.
He may have one. I don't know.
I've heard him on Rogan, and I know he did his audiobook like a podcast, apparently.
Oh, okay.
So basically, he reads it, and then in between it, he'll interject random anecdotes.
I see all this stuff on Instagram there, and like every time I listen to one of his videos when he's buzzing doing 20 miles a day, it's like, dude, I feel like I could lift a truck right now.
Or you feel really bad about yourself. Either you're super amped, or you're like, motherfucker.
You just gotta look that motherfucker in the face, tell him he's a pussy.
Yeah.
Keep on running.
Stay hard, motherfucker. Stay hard.
Stay hard.
I have his book upstairs. It's a good book.
Yeah?
It's
I need to read it
phenomenal
yet, actually.
I might steal that from you.
For sure. Yeah, I know.
Give it
he's
to you at the next safety meeting 6 months from now.
Exactly, yeah.
Gets up in the middle of a meeting. Stay hard, motherfucker. Stay hard.
Lauderdale, stay hard.
No, he's an inspiring dude, man. That guy's story is pretty wild.
That guy's been through some shit.
Yep,
for sure.
That's amazing. What was else? Any other military stuff I was going to touch on? I don't know. Doesn't matter.
Maybe it. Let's move on to your hockey career, right? You said you played some junior.
Yeah. I played for St. Malo just down the road here, actually.
Right.
Played there for 3 years. I had a cup of coffee with the OCN Blizzard in Junior A.
Cool.
Oh, okay.
They wanted me as a 7th or 8th defenseman, and
the team folded, right? No,
the Blizzard? No, they're still there.
I thought they were.
New ownership. The band doesn't. take care of the team anymore. It's owned by,
okay.
it's like three Winnipeg guys or something like that.
Oh, okay,
But,
cool.
but yeah, they wanted me to be like a 7th or 8th defenseman and go play junior B for the OCN Storm, like their farm team, I guess you could say.
Sure.
Right.
But I was like, I didn't come up here to play junior A. I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
going
yeah.
home.
Yeah.
I'm going back to Winnipeg.
So what is that on a tier? I always get all the junior leagues confused. So basically, MJHL, how many tiers below MJ is like OCN? Or is that the same? Is that the
Well,
same
like
league?
there's the Blizzard, which is junior A, and then the
And
Storm is junior B.
And so junior A is equivalent
So
of what?
like, where's the MJHL rank?
Is
amongst
that
It's one step below the WHL.
Gotcha. Okay.
And so junior A is MJ?
Junior A is the M. Yeah, the
okay,
Manitoba,
okay.
Manitoba Junior A Hockey League.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
I always get it so confused because people are like, "Oh yeah, I played this, that, and the other, A, B, C, D, whatever," and I'm like, "What the fuck does that mean?"
Yeah.
Okay, so that OCN is in the MJ. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, they play against like the Pistons or
Yeah.
Right.
the Blues, Dauphin Kings, Porch Terriers,
Yeah.
those teams.
Well, that's
So,
cool. So you played a couple of games with them.
yeah, I played a couple exhibition games, then went home.
Let's see if there's let's see if you're in hockey DB.
Is there
No,
an
I'm not in
official-
hockey DB. I didn't play any regular season games.
Wow.
No, I didn't. I wasn't that good.
Come on.
So you played hockey pretty much your whole life growing
Yeah,
up, as
I
most kids in Canada do.
Started skating when I was 3, because most of my cousins are all older. All my cousins played they played for the Norman North Stars of
Right.
provincial AAA, and then they went on and played either. One of my cousins played for the Flin Flon Bombers. 2 of my cousins played for the Blizzard,
Right.
and then I tried obviously following in their footsteps.
Yeah.
And go play
Family
for the
legacy.
go play for the Blizz. That didn't
Yeah.
happen. Had to come home, but
A buddy of mine played.
just
played
because of
yeah.
them is basically how they were like, "Okay, we're going to the outdoor rink. Okay, can I come? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, here's some skates. Let's go.
Yeah.
Boom. Yeah.
That's a good group to learn with, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Something to look up to.
some
here's
of the mini stick tournaments, man. Holy shit!
Things get chippy.
Fights
Yeah.
all the time. I don't even think we even scored goals. I think we just fought all the time. It's just they go
UFC,
wild.
yeah.
Oh yeah, those plastic sticks were broken a lot.
Oh, and they sting real bad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's a Jordan Hill that played for the Moose. Not you.
Yeah, recently too. I think doesn't it? I remember that.
Yeah, 16, 17, he played
Yeah.
for the Moose.
Hey, just rock the jersey. No one know the difference.
Yeah.
Be good to go.
Exactly.
You don't really look like this guy, but
go to some puck bunnies.
Yeah,
pops or
there you
something
go.
Like that. I played for the Moose. How do you? No, you didn't. I got the jersey.
Yeah,
What are you
yeah.
talking about?
prove me wrong. Prove me
Played
wrong.
1 year.
Yeah.
Retired.
Is Jordy your full name?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You can find me on Elite Prospects.
Ooh, let's
There you
do
go.
it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Elite Prospects. Yeah.
Now we're looking them up. Here we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
We'll find out.
Played a couple games for the Riels.
Where's that out of? The city?
The Manitoba Major Junior Hockey League.
Oh,
which
yeah,
is
the MMJHL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the Vicks, Railer Express, Raiders, Twins, Charleswood Hawks, like those
Right.
teams.
Right.
1995. Are you a young buck?
Yeah, man.
95.
Young
Jesus
boy.
Turned 25 a couple weeks ago.
Yes, we both just turned 30 not too long ago. So
I wonder if St. Malo is going to have to change their team name now.
I think they're more of a French-based
Yeah.
community, right? And they're all they're all Métis,
Yeah.
pretty
right.
much down there. So I don't think anyone's gonna touch them.
right.
It's fair.
But I don't know, man. That whole situation's very interesting. I think if you guys want to get into
Let's
that,
so as a hockey player, especially briefly with Indigenous teams and around them, also, now you're a ref and all that stuff. What do you feel? How do you feel about it?
Well, I mean, I'm I'm basically pretty much the only white guy in my family. Like my mom grew up in the Paw,
Okay.
which is across the river from OCN,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and she has 2 sisters and a brother, and they all married Indigenous men or women, right?
Right.
Okay.
So all my cousins are half
yeah.
white and half Indigenous, and like growing up with them, like I never thought of anything as like a big deal, right?
Right.
Like, just
Right.
being a part of it and like all like being like going to the Paw all the time and interacting with Indigenous people. Like I never thought of this being a problem, right?
Which
Like,
it shouldn't. That sounds great,
know?
by the way. As to just to interject, that sounds what you want. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
For sure.
Like
Yeah.
I
That
never
it shouldn't be like such a divide if you can
and
help it. Right?
especially growing up playing summer hockey, all the teams that I played on were Indigenous teams.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
for 3 years, I played for a team called the Junior Hawks, or there was a team called the Turtle Island Warriors.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, like, to me, like, I don't, like, I never saw, like, this as a big deal.
Sure.
But I guess, like, to some people, for example, like the Edmonton Eskimos, when Jordan Tutu came out with that,
I read his
that statement
Yeah.
there, like, saying, like, it doesn't affect him because, like, his generation is called Inuk, I believe
Yeah.
it is, right?
Yeah.
And his parents' generation are called Eskimos. So that's where, I guess, kind of the backlash is coming from.
Right.
I mean, I don't know too much about it, but, like, for me, like, I see where they're coming from with all this, with obviously
I think there's
the Washington Redskins
started with
changing,
that, yeah.
and
there's some nuance to it. I think because it's I don't know if necessarily they should all change. Like there's I think
Well-
it's the Florida Seminoles is like a football team, something like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
Florida State.
Yeah, and that's
Okay.
a tribe. If I'm understanding correctly, it's a tribe
Yeah.
in Florida, but the tribe endorsed the name.
Yeah.
Like they fully said, like, as a tribe, we are the Seminoles, and we are totally fine. We give you permission to use our
Exactly.
name. That's totally fine
it's
with
almost
me.
like it's almost like the Chicago Blackhawks,
Exactly.
for example, right?
Yeah.
Like
It's after a guy.
It's after I believe it was a company or a platoon or even maybe a battalion in World War II
Yeah.
that was based out of Chicago, and I believe the majority of them were all Indigenous,
Right.
and they were all.
Are you
Native-
sure?
they were
I
all
was under the
Native-
impression that it was.
I believe some of them were Native.
I thought it was maybe
Native
they
Americans.
named the platoon. I thought there was a certain chief named something Black Hawk, because it's
Okay.
technically two different. Like, they're not technically the Black Hawks; they're the Black
the
Hawks.
Black
Yeah,
Hawk.
Right. So
Yeah.
apparently there's supposed to be a space, and I was
They
always under the
did
impression
change-
that.
they
It,
did change the name, I believe, 30 years ago.
Yeah,
They
that
changed
could
it,
be.
but maybe they're all named after the same dude,
Mhm.
perhaps. But at the very least, it seems a lot more. Okay.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I
Like,
do
it's-
feel like it's different if
Yeah.
it's an endorsed
It's-
thing, right?
Yeah.
depends on the way you approach the
Yeah.
situation, right? Like, you could be like that left winger who's like, everything's wrong, this is wrong,
Yeah.
this is against everything that I stand for,
Mhm.
you know
Sure.
what I mean? Or you could be
Yeah.
like, I don't care.
Yeah.
It's just a name, you know what I mean? Like,
With it, yeah, obviously,
a name with meaning, I guess you
Yeah,
could say. Right?
yeah.
So,
because like with Redskins, there's no defense of that. Like that
Yeah,
should have been gone
that's- yeah.
decades ago.
yeah.
Even like the Cleveland Indians, you know, but I mean, I don't know. It's an interesting discussion at least, and there are some that I'm totally fine with them changing,
Mm-hmm.
and like even like Mitchell Mohawks, they changed their name
Right.
without even
Yeah.
any pressure. Nobody
There's,
gave them any flack.
The Morton Redskins of the Southeast Hockey
Right.
League.
Yeah.
They're under immense pressure right now to change.
They finally
and all that
agreed
stuff.
to discuss changing it, so we'll see what they come up with.
Mhm.
Right.
It's just
Um,
crazy because, like, I've obviously, like, officiated in that rink, playing
Yeah.
for St. Malo. We had a couple guys that lived in Morton that played on the team. So
Yeah.
we played a couple exhibition games out of that rink, and they let us, like, the senior team let us use their dressing room. So, like, the amount of change that they would have to make to that
Yeah.
rink would cost like tens of thousands of dollars,
Right.
you know, and like that's probably half the reason why, like, it's hard to change the name,
It's
right?
money a lot of these
Because
teams
you're
don't have,
changing the entire identity of that club,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Well,
So,
yeah, I get that point, but I don't care.
yeah,
It's a
that's
terrible
fair.
name.
Yeah.
Figure it out. Someone in that community can find $10,000 to pay for
Exactly.
it, right?
Oh, for sure.
You got a lot of rich farmers in that
Yeah.
area.
Yeah.
A buddy of mine played for that team for a few years. He's actually in all the articles where they show the team,
Yeah.
he's in that picture. That's their championship team or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's there, and I think it's so funny. I'm like, all right, we're gonna cancel you, buddy, until you change that. You can't. But no, I think it's going in the right direction.
Yeah.
As long it's just kind of as long as they don't go with like boring names, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
It's I'm a
Speaking of names, what are you guys thinking about Seattle Kraken?
love it.
Yeah.
I do like the name.
Love
Yeah.
it.
The jerseys still haven't grown on me, and the logo I'm still
Yeah.
sort of
Love it.
on, but I do like the name.
I
Yeah.
love all of it. All of it. I almost wore my Release the Kraken shirt today. Almost did.
yeah?
Almost did. Yeah.
That marketing is perfect. That
Oh,
all,
I
that all
know.
works beautifully. I
Yeah.
just I wanted a more elaborate logo
I
myself.
thought they were gonna go more towards, because like that whole area, like they got the Seattle Thunderbirds, you know,
Yeah,
like the
right.
WHL team. I thought they were gonna gear towards something like along those lines to represent Native Americans or like something like
Yeah.
that, like
Right.
the Thunderbird, right?
Yeah.
And somewhere along
Maybe
those
in some way
lines.
the Kraken does, because I imagine they have myths and legends within like Pacific Northwest
Yeah,
tribes and
exactly.
I mean,
You got,
probably
you
is
know, the
already in there.
Ogopogo and stuff
Like, I
isn't
mean,
far away and all that kind of.
I think we've just looked at the tip of the iceberg
Yeah.
basically on what they got.
I love
under
it,
the, under
sure.
the table.
It
there.
looks so good.
I would like to see the names that were
Yeah.
like put to the side, right?
Well, there's sock. There was the sock guy. There was
Right.
there was the evergreens or something
Oh,
like that. You
right.
know,
there was the totems.
yeah,
was,
the totems. Yeah,
no,
it was
don't like
it was
that.
interesting.
Seattle Nirvana.
The Seattle grunge.
Yeah.
Should have brought back the Supersonics.
Just the plaid jerseys with the
Oh,
jean
God.
short pants.
The flow would go
that
well.
would-
It's all the Kurt
That would be
Cobain
one hell
flow.
of a mascot.
No
Yeah.
shit, eh?
No, I'm thrilled. I'm looking forward to it. I still think it's dumb that Vegas doesn't have to give up a player for it, though.
Oh, they don't have to.
No,
They're
they
exempt
don't.
from
They're
the
so
expansion
fresh.
draft. But by then they'll be 4 or 5 years in.
Yeah.
You built the system. You should lose a guy,
Yeah.
especially how well you're doing.
For sure.
But they're gonna have the argument. They were like, "I paid $600 freaking million, and you're making me send Pacioretty's
Yeah.
packing his bags
Yeah.
again. He's going to another franchise. or
Deal
another
with it.
pickup
Every other
franchise.
team has to lose someone.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Who
But
do you
that
think,
said,
who do you think the Jets lose?
we looked this over a couple episodes ago. It's probably going to be, if I had to guess, someone boring, I think. I don't know. Like, we looked at the list
You
and
were saying it probably wasn't going to be anybody super high profile.
apparently
Said-
there's,
well, I mean, now that Line and Ehlers are on the trade block, apparently, who knows what's
which I
gonna
think
happen.
is made up and bullshit. Maybe
Yeah.
Ehlers, but if they
I
trade
don't know.
Line A, then
No, they're
Chevy
idiots.
should lose his job. That's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
so?
That's for sure.
100% I do. He's 22 years old.
I know,
And he scored
he's a
more goals than anybody
he scored
else.
40 something. He scored
Yeah.
what 42 this year or something like
Something
that?
crazy.
Somewhere around
Yeah.
there.
He had more goals by his 21st birthday than anybody else in NHL history.
Mhm.
You don't just trade that guy
No,
away.
Yeah,
no,
right.
you got to give him the right
It's
piece.
all
Maybe
Also,
give him the right coach, and maybe
Yeah.
he'll do even better.
Yeah,
Fucking stupid Jets. It's like,
that's for when I come on next time. I guess.
yeah. Get it revved up.
No kidding.
So you said you were a ref,
Yep.
like in the MJ.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Um,
I've been officiating since I was 12.
oh wow.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, yeah, what brought you to official? I was always curious about that too. What got you into
It's like
reffing?
what has to go
My-
right in your
my
life
dad.
for what has to go wrong to be a ref.
My dad
Yeah.
was referee in chief of St. Boniface
Oh, okay.
for a dozen years or whatever. And back in the day, obviously, I was 11, 12 years old, and that was when RuneScape was a big deal. Eh?
Oh, yeah. I remember the old RuneScape days.
I put in hours on that game, and it'd be like 35 degrees outside. Dad would be out like cutting the grass or whatever. I'd be inside bombing RuneScape or whatever
Yeah.
with my buddies,
Of course.
killing blue dragons and shit. And eventually, like, my dad would go reffing or whatever. I'd be stuck at home. And sometimes I would go timekeeper or whatever. And eventually he was like, you know what? You're going to get off your ass and you're going to make some money. I'm like,
Yeah.
doing what? He's like, you're going to start reffing. I'm like, reffing? What do you mean? He's like, so like the subway tournament, that Gateway, or like,
Yeah.
that's how I got into it. You know,
Right,
when I was 12 years old, I would go and I'd ref like the 7-year-old squirts and drop
Right.
pucks and all that kind of stuff. And that was how I got into it. And then eventually, as I got better and better and better, and I started committing myself a lot more, because obviously the first couple of years you're like, I don't care.
Yeah.
You know, you're just there. You're there at
Well, when you're reffing like 7 or 8 year olds too, right?
It's 8:00 on a Saturday morning, and you're at Glenwood Arena. And it's minus frickin' 30 in there. It's just ice growing on the walls.
Yeah.
And you're
You
just
know?
watching these little squirts fall over each other.
Yeah, exactly. You got Karen there in the stands with her double in her hand,
bullshit call, ref.
screaming at
Bullshit
you
call.
because her kid got a tripping penalty. Meanwhile, he has 9 goals already. It's
Yeah.
like, shut up.
It's
yeah.
fun to watch those parents.
Oh, yeah, man. Oh, some of the stories I have is
Ooh.
unbelievable.
What's one that comes to mind?
Well, I've had coffee thrown at me.
Really?
Yeah, I was 14.
Oh my god.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it was at Dakota, and like, have you guys been to Dakota?
Yeah.
Of course. Obviously, you guys got to go through the stands to get to the dressing room and stuff like that.
Mm.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think it was like a Pee Wee A2 game or something like that, and one team was losing like 11-1 or something like that, and I kicked a kid out for a check from behind, and
Yeah.
obviously the dad was butthurt and like I don't know if there was any coffee in there, but he threw his Tim's cup at me, and I was like, "Come on, man!"
Yeah,
like,
and you're a little
really?
kid yourself, right?
Yeah.
Like, fuck you.
And then there was another one. There was a 13A1 game happened at Dakota again. I don't know what goes on in St. Patel, man, but holy Christ, everything bad happens in St.
People
Patel,
are revved up.
Yeah.
Thank God I live in St. Boniface.
I was gonna say it's the entitled folks. It's
But
just,
I actually had a guy. He was like some 60-year-old guy, and like we were getting ready to drop the puck and on the Zamboni side, on the Zamboni side there, and all of a sudden this guy just starts skating on the ice, starts like drops a couple pucks, just starts bombing shots at the goalie on the other end. I'm like, what's going on here? And like we go up to him like, dude, like you gotta leave, and like he drops his glove and he's like trying to fight me. I'm like, what's going on? It's like some 60-year-old guy just like I guess he thought it was just like shinny or something like that. I don't know.
This
like,
is my ice time, damn it.
yeah, exactly. He tried
And he
fighting
drops
me
his
and
gloves,
The
jeez.
coaches had to come out on the ice. A couple parents came out on the ice, like tried to like escorted this guy off the ice and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, holy shit, what am I doing here?
I always feel bad for like we played some tournaments and stuff, and sometimes they'll get like a 10-year-old kid
Yeah.
to be the ref,
Yeah.
and it's like we're all adults, so I
Yeah.
feel so bad for that kid because
He has no idea what he's doing.
exactly
Yeah.
either he'll make a mistake or he won't make a call, or if when he does make a call, now you have a 40-year-old guy fucking yelling at
Yeah.
you, be like,
Yeah.
that's a stupid fucking call, kid,
Yeah.
whatever, and the kid's just a kid, right?
Yeah,
And
what's he
I've heard of
supposed to
people,
do,
well,
right?
get some fucking real refs over here.
Yeah.
This is bullshit. Blah blah. blah.
Yeah.
I'm just like, dude, relax.
Yeah.
like, and
That's
it's,
why there's a lot of like the drop off for officiating is if you get over that 3-year hump, like you're set, you're fine basically,
Yeah.
right? Like we see the most kids quit after that first year because of
the abuse.
all the abuse
Yeah.
that these parents have. Because like I get it, like hockey's very expensive,
and from players, not even just necessarily from parents.
Exactly,
But yeah,
and it's all that respect, right? Like
Yeah.
you don't see a lot of respect anymore in the game.
it's true.
Even reffing like provincial and like a lot of like the top tiered leagues in Manitoba, there's not that respect that we used to see before, right?
Yeah.
Like a lot of like there's 15-year, like I'm 25 and there's this 15-year-old kid telling me to go suck my mom's dick or something like that,
Yeah.
right? Like for like I'm like, what? Are you joking?
I wonder if
Wow.
it's a symptom of the fact that the way hockey has changed from, like, say back in Gordie Howe's day,
You have
every
to be
player was
accountable.
and not only that, but you're a farmer. You grow up, it's not just like a middle class sport. Back
Yeah.
then, it was like any person could
Anybody
technically
could do
make
it,
it.
yeah.
It was a
Yeah.
lot cheaper. Now it's all like suburban, mostly
It's a
white
lot of
families
rich
that,
white folk group.
yeah, that have a lot of money, and so they grow up without any accountability, without anyone telling them that, hey, don't be a dickhead.
Yeah, and their
Yeah.
parents telling them they're the fucking best.
Yeah.
And, well, it's not your fault that this is happening.
Yeah.
It's because
We all
it's
know
that-
those
it's that
families.
guy, yeah.
yeah.
So I wonder if that's a little bit of that. I mean, I love hockey. Hockey's my religion, right? But
Yeah.
at the same time, it's sort of, maybe that's what it is partly, right? It's just
I would say
the
so.
game's also changed a lot too, right? Like you look at like obviously like going back to like junior A, like when I
Yeah.
would go up to the paw and visit family, we'd go and watch the Blizzard.
Yeah.
And that was back in the day when, like, I don't know if you guys ever heard of like Conrad McKay, Jordan Jordan
Tutu,
Tutu, when
yeah,
when
of
Tutu
course.
Yeah.
played for them. Those guys were scoring 3-4 goals a game
yeah.
with 3 or 4 fights.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like that was awesome. You
Yeah.
know, like, but that was because the players policed themselves.
For sure.
The officials were out there, but they were just there to call the penalties. And if a guy was screwing around on the ice, you went and fought him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And with the way hockey's changed in the last 20 years, like obviously, like there's a lot more stick work and there's a lot
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
like
It's faster too.
it's a lot faster and
Yeah.
all that. But
The skill
with-
level's gone up
the
and
sk-
the
the skill-
physicality level's dropped a little
yeah,
bit.
and with that, like with the way that fighting has changed and all that stuff, with like the concussions and all that stuff, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no policing anymore.
Yeah.
Like when I'm officiating, like junior B or MM or junior A, sometimes like guys will go at like they'll tell each other to fuck off like 18 times, and I'll go in there and I'll be like, you guys gonna do anything about it? And they're like,
Yeah.
no. And I'm like, okay, well, you guys are gonna do the exact same thing next shift. And it's
Yeah.
gonna piss me off. So like,
Yeah.
there are some times where like, I probably shouldn't say this on the podcast, but I basically like staged a fight almost. You know, I'd tell this like, like it was like I'd be like doing like the Arborgeist dogs against like Lundar or something like that. I'd be, okay, like that guy, you need to fight him. Like this is getting too far. Like as a guy that fought in junior too, right? Like I just go up to him and be like, dude, like, come on, just drop the gloves already. Like, you guys have been jawing at each other for the past period and a half.
Because it's
do
almost
something
like
about
you get it out, you get the frustration out, and then
exactly.
you're done. Now
and you know what?
fresh, right?
It's funny because, like, you see the game change when that happens too. Like, you have your buddy jumps in for and he fights the guy that checked your teammate from behind or whatever. The game changes. You know, like. Guys are actually like aware of their surroundings, more aware, and they're watching what they're saying, and they're watching what they're doing. And all
it's
that
almost
stuff,
like a pressure valve too, right?
Yeah.
Where it just kind of blows over, and even if they don't actually connect anything, even if you just have a little bit of a scrum, you know, throw the gloves off and whatever, grab each other's jerseys a little bit. I'm sure even that is more than what. And I don't even know how I feel about fights necessarily. Like I enjoy a good tilt, but at the same time, I love the way hockey's going on a pure skill, speed, excitement level. But you're right. There it lacks. Like even Gordie Howe, as amazing as he was a dirty player.
Oh man,
and like he would toss elbows. If he would literally, if there's a new guy who would get in his way, he would just like basically two-hand him with the stick or toss an elbow into the jaw. Like no one's gonna call Gordie Howe on anything.
There was no such thing as a 5-minute major when that guy was on the ice.
Like that's what I mean. But at the same time, I like how it is now.
Yeah.
More than that, but at the same time, it's missing something.
Yeah.
Because guys just run around and do stupid shit.
I'm still a firm believer that teams should still have enforcers. You know, like I'm not a guy that's I shouldn't say enforcer. Not a guy that's
like a Ryan Reeves.
Yeah. Well, like, I love Ryan Reeves. Like,
you do need somebody
Lowry,
who can put the fear
those
into
kind of
somebody.
guys. You know, like a
like
guy
guys
that'll put the puck in the net, but at the same time he will beat the fucking wheels out of you if you
like,
step out of line. Right?
As long as they can still play, I'm in favor of it. Because we're not that far removed from the Wade Belaks and the big guys or the John Scotts of the league that
Cam
they can't even
Janssens
skate,
and
they
all
can't
those
do
guys.
anything. They're just there to throw knuckles occasionally. And I don't like that. But if you can play, like Ryan Reeves, he puts in whatever 12, 15 points a year. Great, that's fantastic. And then he's also a menacing guy. He had a dirty hit, just got suspended for it, but that's neither here nor there. But overall, he's fairly clean. He's chippy.
I love his chirps too.
Oh yeah, and like Brad Marchand is the type of guy that needs to get his head knocked off a bit more often, and because he's about as dirty as you get in the league. And so that type of stuff would probably go down if there were more.
He's the kind of guy that you hate to play against him. But you love to have him on your
team.
team.
He's so effective, but he gets away with way too much shit.
Lick your neck again.
Bite your fingers or lick your cheek, and a fucking guy. But no, like I said, I am glad that hockey's going the way that it is. But there needs to be a little bit more of something. I don't know how. I don't know. Just the way the hockey culture is going, and I don't know if that's ever going to happen again.
Right? Yeah,
but but there's something to be made about building power forwards like that, right? Like big burly guys who can score when they have to. And
the Eric Lindros.
Even like Getzlav is a fairly big boy too. Guys like that who do have skill, but they can get very fit. Dustin Byfuglien, as it were, right? He's kind of the prototype of like a guy who's a power forward defenseman style of dude.
He'll take your
big
block right off,
but still very talented, right?
Yeah.
And maybe that starts in recruiting some bigger guys to come play that you see maybe have some potential, right?
Yeah.
Even that's trending the wrong way because they're starting. Because for years the NHL would never draft little guys. And that's how Martin St. Louis was like a 4th round pick or something,
right?
And like but now they're starting to draft more little guys and less big guys.
No, everyone's coming in as like 5'8" and 140 pounds soaking wet
because they're looking for speed and skill instead of toughness and grit, right? You have that 4th line guy, like you got Connor McDavid stuck with Ryan Reeves on the ice. Holy Christ. Something like that, right?
My main issue is when it's a clean hit and then someone tries to fight the guy. I hate that. I'm like, it just let it play. Like you can see it. It wasn't dirty. Yeah, the guy got his fucking shit kicked, but it wasn't a dirty hit. It was a clean hit. So half the time it's shoulder to chest, and then one of their teammates flings the gloves off and tries to fight the guy. I'm like, buddy, that's not not worth a fight.
Yeah.
What are you defending him for?
That's a big trend that needs to go away nowadays. I think like that's what hockey's lacking now is like that big physicality, those big hits.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's still possible. Like even with the new rules and stuff, it's still definitely possible to lay big hits.
Still fucking,
you just gotta be smart.
You can 100% still truck a guy over clean and all that kind of stuff.
For sure.
Nicholas Cronwell was my
don't
man.
Throw your elbows. Like, don't be Scott Stevens, for God's sake.
Yeah. that
Yeah.
Paul Correa video is burned into my mind. Like when he comes over the blue line, literally full on shoulder elbow right to the jaw.
Correa's
he
like
lays
that.
back, and then he's down there, and then he also you see his visor fog.
Yeah.
He just wakes up. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, that don't scare you. I don't know what does.
And like his interview after where he's talking about he doesn't remember that day, the day before, or I think like half the day after.
Yeah.
He doesn't remember that entire game. He played after that hit.
Yep.
That's fucked.
Dude, didn't he score the game winner?
I think so.
I'm pretty sure he scored the game winner.
He has no
of that
recollection of it, he says.
No.
Nothing.
I'm pretty sure Scott still hasn't apologized to him for that.
Oh, I imagine not. And back then, that was considered clean.
Yeah.
Wasn't even really that dirty.
Yeah.
It'll never cease to amaze me how people can function like that. Like their body just does it automatically, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you're not there, but it's just like, yeah, Kate, we know how to do this. Let's go.
Yeah.
Well, that's even. Even like, speaking of like hockey players and stuff. Like I've read Theo Fleury's book, Jordan Tutu's, a bunch of those guys, where it literally throughout the entire '80s, they're high,
Just
or on something,
throwing it up their nose every night.
Devin Setaguchi, basically, he was talking about when he was with the Jets, he'd be up all night doing coke, go for morning skate, and then then he'd take a nap and then play in that night. He'd be up all night just snorting lines, that type of stuff. It's like, how do you? The fact that you can now play in the best league in the world, whether or not you're effective, like Setaguchi is whatever, but Theo Fleury was a Hart candidate, and the guy was amazing, and the fact that you can play with that type of stuff going through you, it's incredible. I don't know.
And that was why, I read his book too, and him, he even said he was like that's what made him go nuts.
Yeah,
that's why he was such a force out on the ice, because he was just like, he had all that blow in his head, right? It was just boom. Don't you touch me, I'll fucking kill you. It's literally a line that he says in the book. Yeah, it's crazy.
It's amazing. Anyway, so I know you. We can go back to something else you said earlier. I'm curious, with everything going on, both you've now been involved in the military, and now you're thinking of joining the RCMP.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about everything that's kind of circling cops and even the military, and just do you have any hesitation about joining because of all that?
No, doesn't faze me at all. I mean, to be fair, I know everything bleeds because of social media, right? But this is predominantly in my I don't know if I just have tunnel vision or something like that, but I see this as more of an American issue, right? We do as Canadians, we have issues, but our issues are trying to form a more positive relationship with Indigenous people, right?
Yeah, right.
It's not. Yeah, I understand Black Lives Matter and all that. Everybody matters, but our main issue is Indigenous people. So for me, I don't.
You might be very well equipped then, as opposed to most. Yeah, that's interesting.
I don't see this as anything that I should be scared of, right?
Sure.
I grew up with every type of ethnicity, right?
Yeah.
Being in Island Lakes, it's a very white dominant community, and then growing up, you see a lot more. I have East Indian friends, I have Korean friends, Filipino friends, Black friends, Indigenous friends,
of course.
Everybody, right?
If anything, that's probably what we want more of for sure. If you're going to be a cop, it's better that you have that type of framework.
Exactly.
Especially growing up, like you said, your family is all either half or more, or there's plenty of Indigenous culture and experiences that you can then pull off, which again, a lot of people don't have that become cops. But that's interesting. Yeah, I can get behind that. And I mean, Canada has a lot of.
Did I answer your question?
You
by
did.
the way? Okay. I kind of feel like I went off there a little bit.
No. I think that's perfectly reasonable because, like I said, a lot of the rhetoric is based on the American narrative,
basically.
But in Canada, we have a lot of our own shit that doesn't get reported on the same level.
Yeah.
Like I said, recently we've had several, cop involved Indigenous killings and things that were I guess unjust would be the term.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of our own baggage and a lot of our own issues, and I think that they're being brought to light, and that's good.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm not of the camp that we should have no cops, because that's ridiculous to me.
Yeah. I have a lot of friends that are cops, and to be perfectly fair, they are not going anywhere.
No, they're not. No. And
we're gonna have a purge on our hands if like all of a sudden the Winnipeg police are up and gone.
That will never happen. And I don't want them to be. I'm totally in favor of the. Let's try and diversify the funding, right? Like it's just I can totally get. We need to put more money into whether or not that's
social
reducing
work and all that kind of stuff you're saying, right?
Whether or not that's removing cops budget or adding more money to the overall budget, however it ends up working, we need to fund more community-based growth, because it's not working. However it is right now.
But at the same time, like when you see, like for an example, like if we were to give the social workers more of these cases that are going on at families' houses and stuff like that. Well, the reason why the cops go there is because there's a potential for like a domestic or something like that, right? Yeah. So that's why they go there.
Sure.
And that's why like a lot of people are mad. Like, why are the cops going there? Why don't the social workers go? Well, I mean, you're going to give a social worker a Glock? You know, you're going to give him a taser gun? You know, like what if shit goes south? They're going to call the police anyways. Why don't the cops just go there?
Well, I was talking about this with the guy I worked the other day too. I said, because there was a case that came out recently in, I think it was Chicago. I don't remember where it was. But this guy died in a very similar fashion to George Floyd. This had just come out. He was having a mental health emergency. He had gone to his brother's house, and then eventually snuck out at like 3 a.m., was naked, running in the streets, smashing windows. Told people to call the police because, like, I'm having a breakdown here, right? So his brother paused calling 911 because he's like, okay, I know what's probably going to happen here because my brother's black, right? He's looking like he's crazy. Yeah. So I guess the police got called, pinned him down very much the same way they did George Floyd, because they had him handcuffed, and then he was yelling like, give me that gun, and kind of scooting on him towards his butt and stuff. And then they put a hood on him because he was spitting on him.
Oh, yeah.
So they put a hood on him. One cop's doing a triangle push-up on his head, right? He died of asphyxiation very much the same way. This was 2 months before George Floyd, but it was never public until now.
Yeah.
Wow, okay, yeah.
And I was talking to him, and I said, because he's like, well, what are you going to do? You're going to send, like, a nurse there to go help the guy? And I said, no, but maybe you put some funding into having mental health experts with police on calls like this, where it's suspected, right? So the cops can help de-escalate, but the person who does the wellness check can sort of talk while having a bit of protection. Right?
Exactly. Yeah. I think that's more
so
reasonable.
at least someone with training is there to help de-escalate a situation.
Because the first response by a lot of law enforcement is to subdue and remove the threat, right? Yeah. And I get that.
And if they don't know that this guy has mental health issues, right, then...
Yeah. And in many ways, that's not unreasonable. It's just we need to put more of an emphasis on de-escalating before that. Because you might be able to remove the threat without tackling a guy or shooting someone in the back or tasing. So, you know what I mean? Maybe not. And, you know, we need to look at both. Like, sometimes that's the right response. Sometimes it's not. And the problem is it's very too often used as the right response, that, you know, the cop is not doing what he should do to try and take it down. And then when that person responds how you would, like say it's you and the cop is being very belligerent and being like, hey, get the fuck out of here. Like the, what's her name? Sandra Blaze, I think was her name. The one that she ended up committing suicide in police custody. But basically she shows up, she had a cigarette lit, and the cop walks up and he's like, put your smoke out. And she's like, I don't have to do that. Why do I have to do that? And because basically he had pulled her over because of she had not signaled to turn, but he was kind of, I think it had something to do with the type of car, and that the license plate was from a different state, and he was kind of curious, what is this person doing here? So he used kind of a technicality sort of way to pull you over, and then he was really belligerent to her, and then she's like, well, I haven't done anything wrong. What do you want from me? Right? And then it escalates from there. So it's similar to where in that case you could come up, and I understand it's hard. Like I can't imagine being a cop and the stress and whatever. So I understand it's difficult.
No one's saying their job's easy.
No. But you need to try and come at it from where it's not immediately a big thing.
Like part of your job is to be cool under pressure, right? Like you're trained to be to keep shit calm,
and that's a big thing too. Down in the States, they don't get the training. That say the Winnipeg police do, right?
Yeah.
The Winnipeg police, you're in school I think it's like 6 months, 8
Oh, wow.
months.
Yeah.
And you're there all day, every day. Like, that's your life, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Down the States, you go to boot camp for like,
It's like
a
6
month.
weeks.
It's like 6 weeks,
Yeah.
right? And then all of a sudden they throw a badge at you and they're like, "Hey, on the job training, go ahead."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you're basically just left with like your own views on how you.
Oh, it's
on how
ludicrous,
you
and it
operate,
doesn't
right?
exactly, and we can't possibly expect the average person. And again, it's similar to people joining the military, especially in the U.S., where it's the ones that I just want to go shoot something.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Those same people, if they're not in the military, they can also join the police force. And we know that we've seen the videos of those people, whether it's towards black victims or to white victims or just to people in general. You see these cops and they're just power hungry and they're like, "Hey, crawl to me, but keep your hands up. Don't pull your pants up. Hey, keep your hands up. I'm gonna fucking shoot you."
Yeah.
Oh, you know, it's just, come on, buddy. Like, there's ways. The guy doesn't have a weapon. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Right? That said, like I said, I think you have, from whatever the background, and then it should be good. You know what I mean? Like, it's compared to a lot of people that they grow up in Steinbach or wherever.
Yeah.
That's predominantly white without any interaction with anybody.
You've seen both sides of the coin.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah. Speaking of hockey and Indigenous, I was going to bring this point up and it just clicked now. You watch Letterkenny?
Yeah. Yeah,
Anyway.
I have. I haven't watched it in a little while.
That's
I
fair.
mean, when I had my eye injury, I basically buzzed through all of Letterkenny and all of Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. But the one thing that they bring up that sounds so true to me from people I know that have played some competitive hockey, it's one of the later seasons, I forget which, but basically the two Jonesy and I forget, the two hockey guys, whatever they're playing. And they're being accused of getting the res flu because they're going to go play on the reserve team or whatever.
One, yeah.
And it's so funny because I've definitely heard that kind of a lot of teams are always worried about playing Indigenous teams because they play chippy or they play hard or they play dirty or whatever. That's always the stigma. Yeah, and it's funny. And like the res flu just sounded so true to me.
Oh, I've been a part of it.
Yeah.
Well, playing Junior B, we played like Pegwis, Cross Lake, Norway House, OCN.
Right.
You know, like that was just kind of like the running joke, right? Because St. Malo's a predominantly white team, right?
Yeah.
And there was times where like we'd go to Pegwis with like 16 guys, and it's like, oh, okay, well, I guess Benny's got the res flu this week. Benny's got the res flu today.
Yeah.
Didn't want to play against Joey.
Yeah. And it's such a...
But like they do play a different style of hockey. Like I said, I played on the summer hockey teams and all that stuff. I had like my cousins played in the PAW and played for Norman and all that kind of stuff. And they do play a different style.
Sure.
It's very pond hockey kind of style, you know, like late, like the little bit of later hits, you know.
Yeah.
Like they'll use their sticks a lot more. They chirp, you know, like very nitty gritty. Like they don't care.
Yeah.
They don't
Like to get under your skin.
They don't care about your feelings.
Yeah. Exactly. Nor should they, to be honest.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how I was too. I didn't give a shit about
Yeah.
your feelings.
Yeah.
It just feels like a stereotypical Canadian thing that if you mention it in other countries, they won't know what the
they
res
have
flu
no
is.
idea. No, they have no idea. It's funny.
That's funny. Anyway, we touched on a lot today.
We did.
Yeah, we
We're
did.
doing good. Well, should we do some rapid fire questions, boys?
Yes, I forgot you
Let's
had
take
those
this out. I
Oh.
scoured the internet, and by that I mean I went to Barstool's Twitter, and I
Love to see it.
I stole a bunch of their answer the internet questions.
All right.
So I figured, you know what? Let's just end on a fucking silly note here, boys.
All right.
Yeah.
So our first question: would you rather? We'll start with Jordy.
Okay.
Would you rather have dustpans for hands or sweat Smucker's jelly?
Dustpans?
Yeah,
Dustpans?
like broom dustpans.
Oh, okay.
For hands.
For hands,
Okay.
or you sweat Smucker's jelly.
I don't even know how to answer that. I don't know. Sweat jelly? I don't know. I can throw it on my PB&J sandwich.
I was going to say, you get free jam for life.
Yeah, you get free PB&J
But you'll
sandwich.
always be
you get
sticky
like you're wearing this and you got jam.
Oh, you
coming
wouldn't
out
see
of
me
your
wear
pores.
white, buddy.
No. But think it'd be coming out of like your forearms or whatever. You just
Everywhere.
have jam.
Man,
Like
you
you're
could
imagine the
you could
swass.
the amount of money you could make off of
Sure.
Dude, you'd have your own jam company.
You'd be like Gamer Girl who sells her bathtub water,
Yeah.
right? Kind of
That'd
the
be
same
Boom,
thing.
there you go.
Oh, it'd be so gross.
Who
Yeah.
needs dustpans for hands? I don't want to clean.
I'd probably go dustpans for hands, I think. It just sounds so messy.
It
Like
does.
a nice hot summer day and you just got jam oozing out of your pants.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's fair.
Like, you got jelly swass, man, a plus 40. Oh,
Imagine the smell.
Oh God.
couldn't do it.
Okay,
Couldn't do it.
I
I might
have
go
to
with the
go back
dustpans
on my
myself.
answer then.
Yeah.
Pros and cons.
All right, boys. Next one up. Would you rather live in a world without headphones or a world without doors?
Ooh.
World without headphones.
Well, would you rather hear your buddy have sex or watch him have sex?
Basically, right? Basically.
That's a good way of putting it.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'd rather have the ability to, even if you have to listen to everything out loud,
Right.
at least you can close the door.
True.
Yeah, exactly.
True.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
a
think
good
I
way
would-
to put it. Yeah, I'd have to hop on board with that.
I think I'd rock doors myself, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is the fiercest animal? We'll start with Reg. What's the fiercest animal you think you could take in a fight?
The fiercest. A kitten. If we're being honest. Maybe not even then. Have you ever tried to wrangle a cat that doesn't want to be picked up?
Yeah, they're pretty fierce.
They'll
Oh,
fuck
buddy.
you. But honestly, I don't know. Fiercest animal. Name some animals that I could maybe fight. I'm drawing a blank here. What do you think?
Like
Wolf.
a wolf or
No.
a fox,
Bear.
maybe.
I could take a fox.
Take
Take
a
a
fox.
I could take-
Coyote.
They're pretty
Is
small.
the fox to Claude?
Yeah. I don't know.
Have any teeth?
if push came to shove, maybe fox is probably pretty comfortably where my upper limit probably would be.
Right.
Coyote's a bit too big. They could blow you over.
Yeah.
But a little fox, yeah, I could probably take a
Or
fox.
fox. Okay.
Yeah.
How about you, Jordy?
Fox.
I don't know. I think I could punch a bear square in the nose. Good
Yeah?
to go.
Is that how that works? Yeah,
Just-
yeah.
Just basically Kevin Biesca Superman punch him, man. Boom. There you go. Dropped.
Just a cub.
Drop that 1,200-pound mother.
That piece of shit, eh?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe a small shark.
A small
shark.
If I, like
What
a-
kind of shark
Like a
are we
little
talking,
lemon
though?
shark or
A
something.
goldfish.
Yeah, I'm talking like a little like 2 foot like dwarf great white maybe, you know?
Oh, okay.
Oh,
like
Jesus.
a baby.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, a little baby one.
Fair enough.
Freshly born. Now he doesn't really
Freshly
know what it's doing yet.
Doesn't Eyes aren't
have
even
his
open
eye-
yet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. No teeth.
Just came out. Umbilical cord still attached.
Ah, shit.
Do they have umbilical cords?
I think they do when they
Oh,
first come
God,
out.
here we
They
go.
just
Interesting.
detach.
Oh,
Interesting.
That's how it happens with whales. If you have a lot of whales, it happens.
oh.
They come out and then it just basically just pops off.
But
like
is that because are sharks mammals?
Yeah, I don't think they lay eggs, do they?
No, they don't lay eggs.
No, they give
No,
birth
they
just
lay
like us.
birth,
Yeah. Just like us.
That's right. The doctor comes rolling in. They get their
Yeah.
epidurals.
We need a C-section by the coral reef.
They just
Take the top out of the gut and the baby falls out.
Ah,
They just
shit.
grab a puffer fish, and that's what they use for anesthetic.
Yeah.
Poke you.
The
You
dolphins.
won't feel a thing.
Yeah.
All right. Would you rather walk with a rollerblade on your left shoe for the rest of your life, or have an angry midget walking in front of you, slightly slower than you want to go for the rest of your life?
Oh my god.
Oh God.
Also, we're not allowed to say midget anymore,
Oh, sorry,
Randy.
little person.
Shame on you.
Hey, I was reading the card.
Shame on you.
I was reading the
Shame
card.
on you. You've been
Wow.
canceled.
That's right.
Folks, jump
Yeah.
on Randy.
Done.
Jump on.
See you
Randy.
later.
Yeah.
Reg will have a new co-host in a week.
Jordy, you busy? No.
Every Sunday? Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
Honestly, the rollerblade.
Yeah.
Because if you have good enough balance, you could go way quicker. And I hate
Oh,
being
dude,
stuck in
remember
a
the
crowd.
remember the wheelies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
Your
still
shoes?
around.
Boom!
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Basically.
Perfect. You already have a built-in brake on your other foot.
Yeah.
Just cruise around. Be perfect because there's nothing worse than being stuck behind someone
Yep.
going
No, I
slightly
know.
slower
That
than you.
left leg would be strong as shit.
Yeah.
That would be. That would be.
Balancing and all that.
My knees hurt just thinking about it, but
Oh.
I'd rather do that.
Your hip flexor would be so fucked.
Yeah. 100%.
So we're all in agreement. I think the rollerblade then.
Yep,
think so.
'Cause I
rollerblade.
fucking hate slow
Ugh.
walkers, man.
Oh, I know.
I want
Same.
to punch them all in the back
I mean,
of the head.
I like to think that I'm a fast walker, and then I go to the mall, and it's like, holy fuck, you're basically sprinting.
Yeah.
Slow down.
All right, boys. Would you miss the final season of your favorite TV show? You never get to know how it ended. So say you got 4 seasons of Breaking Bad in, and then they're like, you can't watch it anymore.
Oh,
Don't know how it
okay.
ends.
Okay.
Or get your favorite team into the championship. Just into the championship, not necessarily win, but you get them into the championship.
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 All day.
I don't give a shit about TV shows enough
I
to
might
know
do-
the
I
ending
do.
anyways.
I really do, but I think, especially considering how bad my wings are, if I could guarantee them just a spot in the Stanley Cup Finals, and I don't get to see the end of whatever show, I'll take it.
Yep.
Take it. Give him a
There you go.
chance.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat.
I could take sacrificing the last season of Sons of Anarchy to watch the Canadians in the playoffs or in the finals.
Canadians.
Yeah,
Why do we have this guy
I
here?
know, right? I thought about that.
Habs fan. Jesus Christ.
Say, fuck it. Gotta give him a chance, right? Gotta give him a chance.
Come on.
The
All right.
worst.
I'm glad that was brought up at the end.
Yeah, yeah. Never mind. We're actually busy today.
Yeah, this whole episode's getting
This
scrapped
episode
now.
is 5 minutes long.
Yeah.
You're going to listen to Taylor Swift for the next 55.
Yeah, we're just gonna play her album on repeat.
Yeah.
For the rest. Yeah.
All right, you're a 3-headed monster. I'll go to Reg first. And you need to select the other 2 heads. The first head is one of your idols. The second head is a person you hate. Who are you picking?
Oh, interesting. One of my idols or someone I hate. Who do I hate? Randy, who do I hate? Hate. And it's like,
Hate's a strong word.
It is a strong word. But it has to be someone you hate, like someone you can't stand.
like a real person or like a celebrity person?
Anybody, it doesn't matter.
Damn it, why do I always draw a blank
You're
on
picking
these?
an idol, so it doesn't, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Neil deGrasse Tyson on one side, because just listening to that, like, you know, like it's just his sultry tones.
Yeah.
But now, who do I hate? The first one that just came to mind because we mentioned Breaking Bad was the wife, but I could not.
Skyler?
Yeah, I could not stand having her on the side of my head the whole time. Fuck, I'm trying to think of somebody that I hate. I hate lots of things, and I can't think of any off the top of my head. When you say Brad Marchand, because at least you get like good neck
Well,
licks.
yeah, you get some good comedy out of it,
yeah.
at least, you know.
And he'll just slobber your ear right full.
There you go.
Yeah.
Licking your neck all
Yeah.
day.
Like a dog. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do.
How about you, Jordy?
My idol. Probably love to have probably, oh God. Put me on the spot. No, I don't know. Probably put my dad as my idol.
Smart. I never think of parents for these.
Yeah.
That's good.
And then
Making me
somebody
feel like
I
a terrible
hate,
person.
My sister. No, I'm just kidding.
Keep it in the family.
No, yeah, keep it in the family. No, I don't know. I've always hated Nicolas Cage as an actor, so
There
fuck
you
that
go.
guy.
Interesting.
Choice. Very interesting choice.
Yeah, not my
Your
favorite
dad,
actor, so
That's
there you
fair.
go.
It's fair.
If I had to pick, my dad would be the idol too. And then
Some wrestling heel.
Then my wrestling idol, probably Macho Man, Randy
Yeah.
Savage. See you're talking. Oh yeah, you're gonna get it today. Someone I hate. Nancy Grace, maybe.
Who's Nancy Grace?
She's like an old CNN commentator lady. She's so stupid. Marijuana is evil. She's
I
like,
don't know.
she's
if I
like
know who
a
it is.
Dr. Phil kind of accent on it.
Oh,
I just
gross.
fucking hate her because she's stupid.
That's fair.
But yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah.
Why not? I'll just kill her.
Just bashing her.
All right, boys. We got a couple more here. We got about 1, 2, 6 or 7 more.
Holy
Okay.
shit.
I just figured, fuck it. I'm coming up with it. We're going to throw them here.
Might as
Go
well.
hard.
If you had one free throw, and if you make it, you get $1 million. But if you miss and you never get to text again, would you shoot it?
How far away? Like from the free throw
Free
line?
throw.
Free
yeah,
throw
okay.
line?
Yeah.
$1 million if you make it, never get to text again if you don't.
Do you get to practice first?
No.
Like say you know it's coming.
or it's literally like the NBA game
No.
style.
Yeah, you got picked out of the crowd. You come on
Intermission,
down.
yeah. Never get to text again.
I mean,
And that's like WhatsApp text, like no messaging whatsoever.
it's basically going back to the 90s.
Yeah, you're phoning everybody again.
It would probably be healthier if we're being perfectly honest. Let's call more people.
Fuck it,
and-
I'd do it.
yeah, I'll take the chance.
I'm all in. I'm
Yeah.
decent. I mean, I'm pretty shitty at basketball, but I think I can make a free
I'm
throw.
terrible at it too,
Yeah.
but I feel like it'd be worth a shot.
Yeah,
for a
I don't
million
text
bucks.
enough people as it is, so I take the shot.
That's fair.
Why
Can we
not?
call people?
Yeah.
Yeah,
we
you
call
can still call people.
Okay.
Yeah.
You just can't
Perfect,
text
yeah.
anymore.
Fuck yeah, for sure I'd
Yeah.
do it then.
Well, there you go.
I'm okay with calling people.
Once I win that million, I'm gonna stop texting everybody anyway.
Exactly. Yeah, you're good to go. Well, I'll have Neuralink by then. We'll just talk through our thoughts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Would you rather have Steve Buscemi spoon feed you meals in slow motion, or have Jack Black fart in your face as a 6 a.m. alarm clock?
Steve Buscemi, feed me.
Who's that guy?
It's from like
So-
Boardwalk Empire. Here, I'll find a picture of him.
Never heard of him before.
Mr. Deeds?
Yeah.
You know his friend with the eyes that go everywhere? He buys all Lamborghinis at the end?
No.
Oh shit. Yeah, here's Steve Buscemi.
Oh, that guy? Oh yeah, he can spoon feed me.
Yeah. There you go.
He can spoon feed me real nice. Oh yes.
I think it would depend if I got to hang out with Jack Black after.
Well, yeah, but imagine a Jack Black fart.
Yeah, dude. Imagine what that guy ate
Maybe
the
they
night
don't
before.
stink. We don't know.
Oh no, they'll stink.
Imagine if he accidentally shit on you.
Yeah. That
Just a
would
little
be
fart
terrible.
dust just
Oh,
gets right in.
God.
That would be terrible.
Get some Jack Black pink eye.
All right, marry, fuck, kill. Italian food, Mexican food, or Chinese food?
Ooh. Sorry. Italian food,
So basically,
Mexican
keep
food.
one, eat one
Yeah.
one more time, and eat one for the rest of your life.
Oh, I would. Oh, that's tough between Italian and Mexican.
Yeah, no kidding.
I'm gonna marry a Italian, fuck Mexican, and kill Chinese. Which sounds super racist, but that is not
Food.
Yeah,
Food.
don't take us out of
Yeah.
context, folks.
Yeah.
You'd probably have to marry Chinese,
Interesting.
fuck Mexican, and then kill the other one.
Yeah, kill Italian.
Yeah, kill Italian.
Oh, man.
Sounds like Trump or something, you know? Except not marry. We're gonna kill China.
I think I would marry... I love Mexican food. I think I would marry Chinese food.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think I'd fuck
love
Mexican and I'd
Chinese
kill
food.
Italian too. I like pasta, but I don't really ever usually go out of my way for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I never go out of my way for Chinese. That's the thing.
Yep.
True.
I enjoy it.
I love a good Chinese buffet. Man.
Yeah.
Expensive as shit.
The
Though.
problem
It
is
is.
like 6 minutes later, you're hungry again.
Yeah.
True. Would you rather wear cargo shorts every day or no socks ever again?
Oh wow. Okay, well, given the weather that we have in this province,
Yeah.
Like we lived in California.
I mean,
Yeah.
I often wear cargo shorts anyway, but you have to wear it every day, and you can never wear anything else.
like, pants wise, yes.
Yeah.
You're stuck with the cargo shorts or no
Yeah.
socks forever.
No socks forever.
I go
That's
no
easy
socks.
peasy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
You just have stinky shoes.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
A little bit of fungus never killed anybody.
Yeah, just keep them clean. Throw some baby powder down there. Good
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
go.
Well, there you go. Keep
Yeah.
the athletes foot at bay.
Yep.
Would you rather have to watch either only softcore porn or only minor league sports for the rest of your life?
Oh wow. So minor league sports. So like the Moose. Are we talking like the Moose or like
I
the
guess
or like
you
the
could go with the
Jacksonville
A.
Icemen of the East Coast?
Technically, the AHL is minor league hockey, so yes, you could go as far
Yeah.
as the AHL.
Then I would just take the softcore.
And presumably, college football still counts.
You could get it done with softcore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's basically my
I watched
entire-
a lot of Tele Latino as a kid.
I was
man.
gonna say
Yeah.
that was basically my entire adolescence.
Yeah, you didn't watch Latin Lover at 2 a.m. on your couch. Are you even
Damn,
a
somebody
teenage
brought
boy?
it up. Perfect.
Yeah, there you go.
What was well, there was always this thing on Saturday. I don't remember what the channel was. It was like Emmanuel or something. There was this whole long like
Yes.
porn series that would show up at like late on Friday nights.
Yes,
Couldn't tell
it
you.
was usually like 2 or 3
It
a.m.
was like some blonde lady. I don't remember.
Was it like La Femme Nikita or some shit?
That
or
was a
that an
different
action
one.
show about a spy?
Like that was-
I don't remember.
Wow, that's a quick turnaround. That's a 180.
Both great
Holy-
jerking material.
That's super
Yeah.
super softcore because it's not porn at all.
Okay, boys. Four more to go. We're almost done. I'll give up the softcore. I'm going with the softcore. That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to watch pro
Softcore.
sports.
Yeah, I like pro sports way too much.
Yeah, likewise. Yeah.
Would you rather give the first 99% of a blowjob or the last 1%?
Oh, baby. Wow. I mean, do you want cum in your mouth is the real question.
Wow.
Great question for a bunch of guys in a room.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
We've come full circle from the very
Yeah,
beginning there. haven't we?
exactly. Soft core to fucking sucking dick. I love it.
Now, I'm going to say, I'm going to take the last 1%. I'm going to tell you why. It doesn't
do.
explicitly say you have to take the shot in the mouth.
That's true.
That is fair.
Yeah, that's true. I was
Right?
thinking the same thing. Is
Yeah.
there a loophole here that
Yeah.
you know?
It's not explicitly
Finish
said,
him,
so I'm going to
finish
take
him
the
off,
one.
blow it all over the chest. Boom, good
Yeah,
to go.
there you go. There you go.
Yeah, if that's
Right in the chest pubes here,
yeah,
boys.
oh. Gets a little crusty.
All nice and sticky. In
Yeah.
there.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, if there's that caveat, then I'd
Yeah,
probably
I'm
do that.
pulling that loophole all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you rather have a good hand job from your grandmother or a bad hand job from your
Oh
grandmother?
my god.
Okay, well, the good one could last like 30 seconds. The bad one will last 5 minutes. So take your pick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't want to answer this.
Do I have to look at my grandmother? Like, can I look the other way?
You're allowed
can I
to
watch
keep
softcore porn while I'm...
I don't think it matters, man, because you still know deep down that's your grandmother.
Oh,
I don't know.
God.
Good one, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose. Probably a good one.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because it better be good
I
than
feel
not.
bad even asking that question.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
You're a terrible human
What's
being.
your answer?
Yeah.
I'd probably just take a good one. And
Yeah,
be done
take
with
the
it.
good one and leave it. Yep.
Okay, 2 more.
Grandma, you still got it.
I can't make it to Thanksgiving.
Yep.
All right, boys. Would you go to a football game at a 70,000 seat stadium if you knew that 500 seats would get ejected into a black hole, but everybody that didn't get ejected would get $5 million?
So 5,000 of the total people.
500 seats up to 70,000
seats.
seats.
500 out of 70,000.
Sucked into a black
I
hole.
love
Absolutely,
that
I
odds.
would.
Yeah,
Those,
you taking those chances?
dude, 100%.
Yeah. And how much money? 500 million?
5 million.
5 million? Fucking right. Sure.
Yeah, fucking
yeah.
do it.
That's good. What are those? What are the odds of that? What's the breakdown? I don't know. I'm not a math guy.
I don't know, but
Not a big math guy.
500
if
of
not, you're dead, so.
500
Well, I mean,
of
where's the black hole go?
70,000.
Suck you wherever it's going to
Take
suck
you
you,
to
I guess,
Wonderland.
right?
Take you to Wonderland.
Suck you to your grandmother giving you a hand job.
So you have a 0.71% chance of getting launched into a black hole.
Wow.
I'll take those odds.
I'll take that 100%.
Yeah.
I'd probably take it too.
Me
No,
too,
hearing
but-
the odds like that, I'd probably take it too.
I feel bad for those 500 motherfuckers, but
I don't.
what?
I got $5 million.
Yeah, exactly.
And if my wife is there too, then we both get $5 million.
Yeah, yeah.
Boom. 10 million.
What if she's the cutoff?
Well, then I have $5 million.
Hold on, because she's dead, you get her life insurance too.
Exactly.
Oh shit! Another reason for Kat not to listen.
Yeah,
to
maybe
this.
she shouldn't listen to this. I'm not
Thank
saying
God I'm
want,
single.
yeah, I'm not saying I want her to get launched, but I think she'd probably still take the odds too. And then we might have 10 million.
Yeah, there you go.
And honestly, what if I get launched? Then she gets 5 million. She'd be fine with that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, last one. Would you rather be drunk 24/7 or never be drunk again?
How drunk?
Like, are we talking like
just-
Jets game drunk? Like you got a good buzz going,
Yeah.
or are we talking like a full sense Saturday night at
shittered.
Earl's patio?
I'm gonna
on
say
happy hour?
like not blacked out, but you're drunk. Like
Yeah,
you
okay.
walk by the mirror in the party and you're like, oh fuck, I'm drunk.
Half your face
I
is
don't
kind
know,
of.
man. How you gonna work? How you gonna?
I know people that did, and they were pretty functional alcoholics.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's fair.
or never drink again.
or never get drunk. You can
Never
drink,
get
you can
drunk
never
again.
get drunk again.
Oh,
I mean, you save a lot of money doing that.
yeah. You can still get high.
True.
Yeah, that's true.
I might pick the
Yeah, I might
never get drunk again.
I might being sober. Yeah,
Yeah.
being sober. Yeah.
Yeah, because even you still drink, and then what if it's like a limiter? Like when you're, like when you're driving a vehicle that has you can't go faster than that, so you
Right.
just pounding drinks and you hit the wall, and then you're done now.
Yeah.
Then you never have to worry about getting drunk. You don't have to get a DUI. Nothing.
Yep.
True.
That sounds amazing.
True.
There you go.
Yeah, man.
Done. Settled. That's all I got, boys.
Yay! Look
We're
at
done.
that. We
We're
got some
done.
dirty things, some good things, some drunky things. Sounds like a good Two Idiots episode.
It is. That's good.
If I asked.
I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, is there anything else we should touch on before we shut her down?
I don't really think so. Is there anything else you want to touch on, buddy? Or
No.
Do you have anything you want to
on, guys? Really appreciate
have
it.
anything you
It was
want to
fun.
plug? Anything you want to share?
Yeah, you got
social
any-
media stuff. What do you got?
Where could people? You're going to a plant-based diet, I hear. on
Yeah.
Oh,
Graham.
interesting.
Starting that tomorrow.
Nice. My wife's vegan, so I can relate on some level.
I think I'll still dabble with the odd, like, obviously I'll have meat like once in a while, like chicken
right.
breast or whatever, but
Yeah.
like my family was a very big meat and potatoes family
Yeah.
growing up, right? So
I hear that.
I was a fairly big kid, and I don't know, like I've just gotten really big into fitness and working out the past few years, and I lost 15 pounds this summer and stuff. So
you.
I was like, you know what? I went from 225 down to 210 and down to 208 right now, and I'm like, you know what? Let's go to 200. So
Yeah, man.
one of my best buddies, I played rail cats with him growing up, and he's a chiropractor and he has a major in nutrition, and he's like, let's try going plant-based. Let's that'll help with like getting rid of your fat cells and all that kind of stuff.
If you're
It'll basically-
plateauing, here's something to break you.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Let's get over the hump here. I'm like, hey, let's do it. So yeah, I'm gonna go to Save On Foods tomorrow and bang
least-
off $200 worth of vegan
Yeah,
shit.
there you
Let's
go, buddy.
Just avoid the processed stuff if you can help
oh
it.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
the biggest thing.
It's good for If you're at a barbecue or whatever and you just want to have a whatever,
pinch,
like a burger or a hot dog or something, but don't make it a regular thing. That shit's terrible for you.
Oh, yeah.
And make sure you supplement. But it sounds like you have a nutritionist on board, so that's great.
Mm-hmm.
Well, good luck.
Yeah, best of luck to you, man, for sure.
I as close as I would get would be a vegetarian probably. I'm not going to go full plant-based, but
right.
Which is basically vegetarian anyway, but I'm not going I'm never going to go full vegan. It's just
plant they changed they call it plant-based because like it gives you kind of like that leeway, right? Like you're still able to eat meat, you know, like you're not that vegan where it's like save the cow, you know, like
but even if you switch to like a 90% or like 5%,
just
that's kind of what I'm aiming for, you know.
Reduce your red meat and factory farming shit
for sure.
Cool. Well, call that your shout out, I guess.
Yeah, indeed.
Beauty.
Check us out on the Instagram at 2 Idiots Podcast, on Facebook 2 Idiots Podcast, and on Twitter 2 Idiots Show.
And by email doubleidiotspodcast@gmail.com.
Yep. If you're new here, we apologize for Randy's disgusting questions that he asked us. But
the questions got to be asked.
Yeah, we need to know. Right? We really need to know.
You got to push your boundaries. You can't grow if you don't push your boundaries, right?
Yep. Definitely leave us a review, rating, you know. Whether you felt personally attacked or offended, that's a real bummer.
If you didn't laugh, you're a psychopath.
Yep,
exactly.
That's a good motto. That's a good motto.
Hey, there you go.
We might have to change the tagline of the show. Yeah, that might be. Maybe that's the title of the episode.
Maybe. There you go.
Anyway, well, thanks for joining us. It was fun.
Yeah, man, it's been good.
Learned a lot.
We're all gonna able to come on.
We're all gonna go and list now.
Hopefully, I can come on again.
Absolutely.
You're always welcome to come on.
Yeah, whenever.
Perfect.
Sweet. All right, folks. Well, if you listened, thank you. If you didn't, you won't hear this anyway, so screw you. And enjoy your day, folks.
Bye.
Bye.